Welcome back to another pack. WandaVision episode 3. And last episode, I believe we're in the 60s, late 60s. So this episode you expect, and then it went to color, so I expect it to be in the 70s now, early 70s. So of course, the intro was more the Partridge Family, colors, and WandaVision there was like I think 8 hexagon, or was it pentagon or whatever. But that's similar to the Partridge Family. You know, the 3 kids, the maid, husband and wife. I believe that was 9 people. And then basically a Partridge Family intro. Then you get to the house, which looked like a Partridge Family house, essentially the 60s house, 70s house, I guess you can say. Late 60s, early 70s, and then the first scene was essentially the doctor was visiting Wanda because she's pregnant, and basically he's like, "Oh, examine her if she's okay or not." And Vision was kind of like, "This is strange," telling the doctor, "Oh, this only happened 12 hours ago," which the doctor is like, and then he didn't know what caused this. So essentially, from the last episode, the end of the last episode, she just all of a sudden got pregnant, and then Vision don't understand the concept of pregnancy or how a woman get pregnant. So then the doctor was kind of like trying to explain to him, and he was trying to explain to the doctor it happened 12 hours ago, which doesn't make any sense to the doctor. Then the doctor left, and then he went outside, and there was, I think, Phil is the guy's name, or is it Phil or Herb? I think Herb is the guy's name. So then Herb was trimming the hedge, and then somehow he trimmed the wall, and then it's almost like he malfunctioned for some reason. So it was kind of weird, and then Vision kind of looked at him and said, "Hey, you know, you kind of overdoing the trimming of the hedge." And they have a short discussion, and then he went inside, and then they start preparing for the babies by preparing the room and making the crib. And then, you know, she's getting bigger and bigger, essentially. I think they were expecting, Vision was thinking, oh, you have a contraction, maybe by Friday you'll have the baby, but then, you know, this is WandaVision, right? So it's going to be faster than Friday. So he started reading up on parenting, having a baby, and then she started feeling contraction, and I think every time she feels contraction, it seemed like she can't control, I guess, WandaVision, the area, the town, whatever, her makeup story or made-up story of WandaVision. So then things happen to the whole town in the house. So then you get a scene. I think there was some kind of power outage when she had her first couple of contractions. Then you see Phil, which is the guy that looked like Friends, the guy that looked like Friends, old version of Friends, and his wife, which is the chair of the local committee. They were talking, small scene. Then, you know, they're talking, and then Vision was kind of like, "Oh, what's the deal here? You know, how did you get pregnant? What happened?" And then he was kind of saying that Vision was kind of like, "Hey, this is wrong. Something's weird going on," and it's like the dinner with Mr. Hart, this pregnancy, something's not right, and so he knows something is weird going on, but then Wanda's like did the rewind thing again, where she basically didn't like that scene, so she rewinded and redid the scene, and then now he's all happy. He's, "Hey, I can't wait for the baby." Then they cut to a commercial, and a commercial of this housewife busy making lunch, dinner, and, you know, basically babysitting her kids, and then she wants a she can't take a vacation, so she wants to take a bath, and the bath take her away, like Calgon. I think I remember that soap. Was that a 70s? I think that was the 70 commercials. And then it was Hydra soap, which is like, kind of Hydra, the bad guys in Winter Soldier, or maybe it was Winter Soldier. All right. So of course after that commercial break, actually the commercial break didn't have that guy anymore. I'm not sure that's that lady in the previous commercial, but the guy's gone. So then the lady comes. I think Geraldine is her name. The black lady came and she was like, "Hey, you know what? Another thing was, I believe, when she had another contraction, it caused all the sprinkler system in the house to kind of start running. So there was raining in the house. So Jaden came by and said, "Hey, my sprinkler system start running, and I need a bucket." While she's going around the house trying to get a bucket, because her house sprinkler system ran and it's kind of wet, so she's trying to dry up the house. Wanda's trying to hide pregnancy by running around, like first getting a coat, then taking a fruit basket and putting it in front of her so that she can hide the pregnancy. It's almost similar to when you see all these sitcom in the 80s where the female lead actress got pregnant. They try to hide the pregnancy by doing all these little camera tricks. So then somehow the stork came. The stork, which normally bring the babies, deliver the babies, or carry the baby, appear in the house, and she's trying to hide the stork. And then Geraldine eventually heard something. Is that the stork? She's like, and she's basically Wanda's trying to hide her. So eventually, she hide the stork by making it look like it's a drawing on the wall, and then there's a crib. So Geraldine eventually wandered into the baby's room, and she saw a crib. And then she saw Wanda pregnant. It's like, "Oh, you pregnant?" I was like, "Wow!" And then meanwhile, while she had all these contractions, I think Vision went out and tried to get a doctor. So luckily, the doctor was going on vacation, but his car broke down, and Vision saw him. Then they kind of had the doctor on his back, kind of speed ran all the way, used his power to kind of bring him back to their house. And meantime, Geraldine was delivering Wanda's baby, and then they delivered one baby. I think Geraldine helped deliver one baby. Then the doctor came, and he helped deliver the second baby. So they have twins. And then the doctor left, and Vision went out, and they met Agnes and Herb by the wall where Herb was essentially cutting the wall with his head trimmer. And they were discussing, "Hey, is Geraldine in the house? There's something strange about her. She don't have husband or kids or something like that." And so Geraldine was in the house discussing with Wanda about the babies, and then Wanda kind of told Geraldine, "Hey, I have a twin. His name is Pedro, which is Quicksilver, and she's Scarlet Witch, and her twin was Quicksilver. Quicksilver was apparently killed by Ultron in Age of Ultron, which I have not watched. I heard that was a bad movie. That was the second Avenger movie after the Avenger after the first movie. And then Geraldine's like, "Hey, your brother Pedro was killed by Ultron," and Geraldine's like, and Wanda's like, "What? What did he say?" And then she saw something in Geraldine's. She was wearing some kind of necklace which has a symbol of a sword, and Wanda was kind of looking at it. Who are you? And then why are you here? And so she was like, "Hey, I don't want you to be here anymore." Wanda's like, essentially want to get rid of her out of her WandaVision, essentially. Eventually, you get a view of Westview, which is the city, the name of the town, And then one thing you notice is that before, the aspect ratio was 3:4, which is kind of the standard aspect ratio of a 80s, or I guess say 90s or 87. Yeah, basically 80s and before, older TV shows. And then the aspect ratio changed to like the the current aspect ratio of 19:10 or 19:9, which is more the modern aspect ratio. So now we're switching from, it's not a sitcom in the 70s, now it's a modern age, real time right now. And then you see Geraldine in the lawn somehow. I think she got expelled from WandaVision, which is apparently the dome, similar to, I think, Stephen King, the dome. And then she's on the ground in the grass, and then the last scene you see all these military helicopter, jeeps, SUV kind of spotlight on Geraldine, and then they're playing the Monkeys, which is, I think, a sitcom in the 60s, so, or late 60s, I believe it was the late 60s. So this episode is, I guess, late 60s, early 70s. So that was in the episode. So now, basically you're in the late 60s, early 70s. So maybe you get to the 80s in the next episode. But so basically, Wanda got her twins, and Geraldine is kind of not part of her vision, so she got expelled. And then now you see a bunch of army, and the whole WandaVision is actually a fictional town, I guess, that was enclosed in a kind of force field. So that's the end of the episode. Not a good episode. So hopefully you get into the late 70s or 80s in the next episode. Okay. Thank you for listening. Peace. Please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.